Hello, this is Rick Lucas with Bluegrass World of Wheels. I'm here bothering Mr. Bill Reynolds with his 1985 Rolls-Royce Silver Spur. I actually seen this car. I posted it on our Facebook page at Chili's. I was having lunch with my son, and Bill reached out, and we've connected, and we're going to do a little interview. He's going to tell me the fantastic history of this car. I think you've even named it, Bill. Is that correct?
Yes, I have. We name every car we've ever had, and this one, his name is Jarvis.
Well, folks, I'd like to introduce you to Jarvis. It is a great car. Let's walk around the side and kind of check out the interior a little bit, if you don't mind, Bill.
Absolutely.
Do you have a history of the car or a story you want to tell?
Well, when I worked at Mercedes-Benz of Louisville, just prior to my retirement, some of the technicians asked me, well, what are you going to do when you leave here? And I said, well, probably get a Bentley or a Rolls-Royce. So a friend of ours owns a small boutique Bentley Rolls-Royce store up in Villa Park, Illinois. His name is Jason Courtney. The name of the business is Dream Car Chicago.
Dream Car Chicago. Okay.
So
I'm gonna open this door. I want to show off your the tray tables. This is fascinating.
So we drove up and looked at his inventory, and he had a Magnolia Bentley Mulsanne S. We bought that, loved it. Thought about it after about 8 to 10 months and decided, you know, I want something that has tray tables.
So you just had to have tray tables?
Had to have these tray tables. So again, I looked at his inventory, and he had this car and a few others. So I called him. He said, I'll go ahead and have a few up there for you to look at. We drove up. He had 4 of them lined up in front of his store. And of the 4, this was the one that immediately jumped out at me. So he gave us an excellent trade-in on our Bentley that we bought from him. And we made the deal on this. Drove back up there after a couple months so we could do a final check of the car, make sure everything was the way it should be. And we drove it back down here. And we've had it just about 2 years now. Another reason I like this car is because I can work on this.
Really?
All of the Mercedes we had, I had to take it to the shop. Some of them were fairly expensive, but you know, I had my tech friends out at Mercedes-Benz of Louisville. Wonderful people. They worked on the car. I got employee discount on parts and labor. But you know, once I left there, I just walked away from the brand, and now have this and our Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness that we bought from Bachman Subaru. And
can you pop the hood for me? Let's take a look at this thing. Oh, look at the RR on the top there. That is cool. So tell me, oh, it's got on the, look at that.
Yeah, a lot of parts on this, in this engine bay will look familiar because Rolls-Royce sourced a lot of their stuff from General Motors. General Motors alternator, General Motors air conditioner compressor, General Motors transmission. It's got a turbo hydromatic 400 transmission. It also shares some parts with Jaguar. This cruise control unit is the same thing you use on Jaguar, also early Cadillacs, so it all just kind of runs together.
See, this is fascinating. It's got all these little details and then it's got, you know, all these little stickers and things are still on it.
Yeah. Well, see, this is a world car, and that's why you have all these things written in different languages. And another interesting thing about this car is it does not use brake fluid. It uses an automotive grade mineral oil for the brake system and the hydraulic suspension.
I had no idea.
It's got 2 brake pressure pumps, one at the front of the engine, one at the back. That's cam driven. It's got nitrogen-charged accumulators for keeping brake pressure and suspension pressure when the car shut off. So it's something that's pretty unique to this car and Citroen. Citroen also uses the same system, so it's kind of built along that line.
Okay, well, so was it built in the UK or was it built in the United States?
This car was built in the UK back when Rolls-Royce and Bentley were both owned by the Rolls-Royce Corporation.
Excellent, okay. Well, what I also like, and I know your partner said something interesting, and I didn't know this, but like other brands try to make their faux interior wood look real, Rolls-Royce tries to make them
would look like plastic.
Make the wood look like plastic. I mean, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it took 6 months for this car to be built, and it's all hand built. And there's the interior is in really decent shape. Jason Courtney up at Dream Car Chicago goes through, and any of the upholstery that needs to be redyed, he does that. He has a company that does all of the wood refinishing. So they're in pretty good shape when they leave there.
Wow, the interior, I mean, that just must be, you know, almost impossible to keep that clean, right?
Actually, it's not. You know, there are a lot of leather cleaning products out there, but just for a quick wipe down, of all things, I use Persil laundry detergent that has been diluted pretty significantly. Spray it on with the spray bottle, wipe it down, and then use a leather treatment on that. And I've done that on a lot of the different light upholstery I've seen. I used to do it on Mercedes and some of the other cars we've had, but you know, this one it's kept in pretty good shape.
And I think you said something about one of the reasons you bought this car because you had to have what?
I had to have these rear seat trays.
You just had to have them.
Yeah, and when we were driving back from Villa Park with it, we stopped up at a Steak and Shake in Indianapolis, bought our double steak burgers and fries, and we're sitting in the parking lot with the trays down, eating our steak burgers in this car.
Your first time when you first purchased a car?
And no, we did not have any Grey Poupon in the car, unfortunately, but
that was going to be one of the questions. Has anybody ever pulled up next to you and said, "Sir, can I have some Grey Poupon?"
Yes, that has happened.
Well, that is fantastic, Bill. Look, anything else you want to tell me? Any stories you want to tell me about the car? I think your partner said something about you were somewhere and somebody was on the speaker. There's a Rolls in the.
I took my husband to his 50th high school reunion, you know, Eastern High School, and after we left there, we drove it through the White Castle drive-through. And they were hanging out the window yelling, "Oh my God, look, there's a black Rolls-Royce in the drive. Come out and look at this." And like half of the store came out to look at the car that was in a parking lot. Apparently that's not something you see at White Castle too often.
No. I think this is the only, I mean, I've seen Rolls-Royces, but I've never actually been in one or, you know, been around one this close, quite frankly. It's a beautiful car, Bill. I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to describe. I don't know if you can even really see it very well on the video, how nice and beautiful it is, man.
And the vinyl top on this car, Rolls-Royce actually calls it Everflex. This is the original top. It's all original paint. The only thing not original to the car are the hubcaps. They came off of an earlier car, I think it's the Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, because it originally came with like a dog dish hubcap and trim ring, but I wanted something a little more elegant. So I found these on eBay and bought those. And other than that, the car is all original.
That's what's fascinating about it. It's really a beautiful car, Bill. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time to let me interview you and the car, right? The car is the star at the Bluegrass World of Wheels. So anything else you want to add or anything else, Bill?
Well, you know, we love the car. We absolutely like taking it out and just letting people see it in public. We always get comments no matter where we go in it. Even driving it back from Villa Park, we were on one of the the interstates coming out of Chicago, traffic very slow, and people were rolling their windows down, looking at the car and commenting on it and giving us high fives and thumbs up.
So it's kind of become, so Jarvis here has kind of become part of the family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this is our second crew-built car because the car was built in Crew, England. Probably going to be our last one because we really like it that well. And like I said, I can do most of the work on it.
So you're a real car guy. Like you're not you just park it and it just sits there. You drive it and use it and take care of it. That's what real car guys do.
Yeah. And of the 170 that we've had, mostly me, this is probably one of my favorites.
Well, it's a super classy, super nice car, and it kind of fits this kind of elegant old Louisville neighborhood too.
Yeah, there's a store down the street called Dreamlight, and I took some pictures of the car down there one night because I love their store, Dreamlight Mid-Century Modern Furnishings, and it was a night picture, so there's a lot of their backlighting.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And the car just looks so fantastic.
Okay.
But even pulling it out of the alley, people don't expect to see a Rolls Royce pulling it out of an alley here in Old Louisville.
Right, absolutely.
So it's just fun having that experience with this car and the people in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a great car, and I appreciate your time. Everyone, check out this car. If you can tell me something that is missing, I double dog dare you to leave me a comment and hit me with it. And be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, Bill. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.